reasons behind. But anyway, good afternoon, good night, YouTube, good night, Facebook. And let me run down earthquakes now. Let me get right into it. Not gonna waste any time. California is getting stumped. California had a lot of earthquakes today. They had a lot of earthquakes. Now, the fault line is extremely active there. So Ridgemar, California, you guys had like around three. Now, three anywhere between 2.8 to like 3.0 magnitude. So Ridgemar, California had a lot of quakes today, and also Tom Place, California. Now that's most of those places are pretty much more in the southern part of California. Those that side of California is pretty active. Now, more in the middle, Viola, California, they had a quake. Willits, California had a quake. That's more to the shoreline. Now let me go more into Idaho. Idaho also had a quake. Stanley, Idaho. Stanley, Idaho is extremely active right now. And also we have Utah. Utah is very, very active. Now these places are very close to the fault line also. They're not far from California. Now New Mexico is getting hit hard. New Mexico had quite a few today and a few big ones. Now, also Texas had two earthquakes today. Now, let me go all the way over to Dominican Republic. You guys had almost a 3.7. Actually, it was a 3.7. Now, Dominican Republic, they're very close to Puerto Rico. Now, let me jump over to Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico had quite a few today. Now, as I said to you before, guys, if you're in Puerto Rico, if you're at the south of Puerto Rico, you do not want to be at the south of Puerto Rico, because it's the southern part of that island is extremely active. All right. Canada also got hit today. Canada got hit. It's more or less to the west part of Canada. Canada don't get hit a lot. If they do going to get hit, it's really on the shorelines, guys. So if you're close, if you live in Canada and you're on shorelines, chances are you're going to get hit. Alaska got hit also. Japan got hit quite a few times. Let me go more down to South America, because this is where a lot of the big quakes are taking place. People in Peru, Argentina, Bolivia, you guys look out, man, because the quakes over there are having a ball. Now, it's been like this for quite a few days, where the earthquakes in these areas are actually pretty big. Also, where earthquakes are actually happening pretty big now is in Africa. Tanzania, north of Tanzania, they got hit with a big quake. They had a few tremors in the middle. You guys also be careful. Indonesia is getting whooped. It's literally all over Indonesia right now. I mean, it's literally everywhere. Fiji is getting hit also. Russia still getting hit. Mongolia is still getting hit. China is still getting hit. Afghanistan and Iran all still getting hit. Now, also, guys, I also want to talk about meteor. There's a lot of meteors are flying down right now on Earth. I'm getting a lot of videos on meteors, and you guys will see a lot more of it. Now, what it is because these meteors are actually coming in behind a planet that enter our solar system. Some actually are in front of it that are actually being pushed. I think what we're seeing now are the ones that are actually being pushed. Now, the big swarm of meteors, actually, we will get them pretty soon. It's not that far-fetched, and it's not that far in the future either. No. So I just want you guys to get ready for that. You guys are going to be seeing a lot more videos online with people posting with meteors flying across the sky. It is picking up, and it's picking up pretty fast. So I want you guys to be aware of that. Now, and another thing, I got another email on the someone asked me how to put their bug out back together. I will go over that for you guys one more time in this video. Now, guys, it's the bug out bag is basically when you're moving from one location to the next, meaning that the location you're moving from, you're not going to return back there. Now, that's worst case scenario. Normally, it's when Tiatwaki happens. You need 3 sets of clothes, guys. You need cold, wet, and dry. Pick earth colors. 3 sets of each. 3 sets of cold, 3 sets of dry, 3 sets of wet. You want to go earth colors because you want to blend with your surrounding. Normally at that point, there's not much electricity anywhere, so you are on your own. So you just want to blend with the environment as much as possible. You want to sleep during the day. You don't want to sleep during the night. You move at night. You have to be nocturnal because most people are going to be sleeping during the nighttime and moving during the day. You also, when you're sleeping during the day, you want to be at high ground so you can see people before they see you. This is the art of survival now, folks, because at this point, pretty much society is not what we're used to anymore. It's completely changed. Um, so I just want you guys to be aware of these things. I'm not saying uh, there's a good possibility that we will go there because think of, as I said before, if you think about these earthquakes, there's no way the grid can stay up. The earthquakes are they're too big and they're too frequent, and it's just a matter of time. And I noticed what happened. The planet got a lot closer to the binary system, which is the Nibiru, Wormwood, whatever you want to call the planet. So it got close to it, and basically, earthquake start having a ball. Now it's actually start pulling away from it, so earthquake is slowing down a little bit. But in a few months, it will be right back next to the planet. So this is going to happen again, and it's going to be worse. And I want you guys to get ready and always have a map in your bug out bag and a military compass. You don't really want anything that uses electricity. You got to think no electricity here, man. Bow and arrow, guys. I was actually having a conversation today with my friends. I actually read um, the what. Do you know that the Biden administration is working on a bill where they can actually go in your home and seize your weapon, even though you have the permit to have a weapon? They actually want to go in your home and take it away from you. Now, in Tiatuaki, you're gonna run out of bullets. I'm keeping it real. Bullets, uh, having bullets, it's not gonna. It's. I mean, it's okay to have it, but it's just a matter of time before you finish. A bow and arrow is actually finish. You're out of bullets. Bow and arrow is more effective during those times. Basically, we're going back to the Stone Age, and you need a lot of bows because you can always reuse your bows. You can even use your bows to hunt. Yes, take it however you want to take it. When if that time or when we do get there, you're gonna be most people have to basically feed off the land, meaning wildlife, rabbits if they want to eat rabbits, fish if they want to feed fish, whatever they want to do, whatever they want to eat, because they're not going to be any supermarket out there, guys. If you really do think about it, they're not going to be any store in the gas station you could go to because if you don't have gas, you can't pump gas, so your car don't mean anything at that point. So I want you guys to have this in the back of your mind. That's why that bug out bag, having that bug out bag is like worst case scenario. The world is falling apart. I gotta grab this bag. It got all my essential in it to survive. You also need. You can also have a tarp or a one man tent. Is however you want. Whatever you want to use, basically. But you do gonna need somewhere to sleep. Um, Magnesium starter kit, guys. It is a kit you get at Walmart in the outdoor section. It's basically used to light fire. So you can actually start a fire. You need a small pot in case if you have water, you want to actually turn the dirty water into clean water. For example, you reach out, you're actually crossing the lake. You need to get water supply. You restore your water supply. One of the best way to clean dirty water that's been settled is to actually boil it. I hope you guys know this. You boil it to try to get the water as hot as possible. All the germs and the bacteria, the contamination in the water, everything will actually go to the top of it. You just skim it off, take it off, or if you want to strain the water, let it cool. You can actually drink it. It's actually very clean at that point. A lot of people don't know that. But anyway, get knowledge, guys. I can't stress this anymore, but I will talk about it so much so it actually sink in and you guys will actually start getting it. Now, what I'm looking at here, guys, is that these events are going to escalate. Yeah, earthquake is going to escalate, hurricane is going to escalate, snowstorm is going to escalate, uh, um, meters. It's all going to get worse, and I want you guys to be prepared. I'm already prepared for that subconsciously. I'm there, knowing that it's going to get worse. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's going to get better because I'll be lying to you. That's not the whole purpose of me doing these videos. I want you guys to understand this. It's not fear mongering because where our planet is, as I said, it's interacting with the binary star and also it's the planets in that binary solar system. And what happened with Iceland and all that stuff is because our planet was actually very close to the planet that's actually coming in our solar system. And what that creates is a secondary gravitational pull. So that's why our planet is basically on its side. And I want you guys to get that in your head. It is pulling back away from the planet, so the gravitational pull is not as strong. So earthquake is still going to be there, but it's not going to be as bad. But the thing about this thing, guys, is that as soon as you pull it back away from the planet, it's going to go back around the sun and come right back next to it. So when that happened, this what we just went through with Iceland and all those ridiculous numbers. Now multiply those numbers by 2 or 3. That's probably what's going to be the future is going to be like in a few months. Yeah, I'm keeping it real. That's probably going to be the numbers. So when they said Iceland is getting 20,000 earthquakes in 10 days, try Iceland getting 50,000 earthquakes in 7 days. It is possible. Is that possible? Absolutely. I actually see that happening in the next 7 to 6 or 8 months from now. 50,000 quakes. Somewhere on this planet will get 50,000 quakes in a matter of 7 days. Chances are Iceland. Anywhere in the United States will probably get something like that. I would actually go Alaska. Alaska is extremely active. So knowing all this information, guys, and I just want to hopefully, get this information out there so people can prepare themselves, knowing that hey, you can't really rely too much. And I'm not bashing the media in any way because they're not going to tell you. There are times when I will go watch the news and so forth just to get the information that I'm looking for, but it's not going to be my number one source for information. I like to do my reading. I love to read. I like to do. I want reading actually make me think more, and I enjoy doing that. So for all this research that I've done and all the numbers I've collected, I know global event is gonna it's gonna escalate because looking at the legislation they're actually coming out with all the laws. Biden's about to write this legislation where they can actually go in people's house and take your weapon away. They don't care if you have the legal right to have the gun anymore. They're actually going to take it off. They don't need any warrant. They're about to pass it through the Senate, and you guys are not aware of this. They started today putting that together. Whatever happened, wherever it happened, I forgot where that shooting happened. They write up some legislation already to take away guns from people. So basically, when you take away these guns from people, and when shit hit the fan, which it will make their job a lot easier to control people. At least they won't have the gun to want to do stupid stuff with. So, but as I said, that's why it's so important to actually have a compound bow with some arrows. Is that actually in the right hands? It could be a very deadly weapon. I've trained for many years how to shoot a compound bow very, very well. And it's not hard. 50 to 70 pound weight pressure on the bow is actually a good one to get. I know I recommend you get two and get a lot arrows, a lot of arrows, because the reason why you want to get two bows is because in case one break, worst case scenario, shit hit the fan, it's Tiatuaki, you got two. If one break, you got another one, and you got a crap load of arrows. These are time in these times, folks. You don't want to be by yourself. You don't want to move by yourself. I say you have groups of 2 to 6. You don't want to go more than 6 because you make the group extremely vulnerable. And when you do moving at night only, and if you're moving, follow the power line, the major power line. I was told this by a Navy SEAL. By law, the government has to keep it clear, and it's one of the safest places you can actually move at night without encountering people. And that's the cool thing about this now. You don't want to be around people. And I'm saying this, guys. If you're in the urban area, you see, I'm in an urban area, but what I've learned through my friends, they said, Nick, when shit hit the fan, meaning Tiatuaki start, you have. They said, Nick, you have. I have 48 hours to start moving, meaning no lights, nothing. I have 3 days. I can't let 3 days pass and I'm still in the same location. And what they told me is said, get away from people. You are around a lot of people. Your goal for the next for within once shit hit the fan, there's no electricity, everything just go dark. You have 3 days to get away from people, to start getting away from people. That's when I would grab my bug out bag and I'll bug out. And the goal is to get away from people. At that point, one of the best means of transportation you could use is your legs. If you want to use a bicycle, great. But I suggest that you do not use a motor car or a car, whatever, engine, anything with an engine. Because chances are, if there's no electricity, there's no gas, you can't recharge nothing. And you don't want to bring that type of attention to yourself. And you only want to move at night. All right. I hope this information helped, guys. It's weird to be thinking this way, but I know these days are coming. Famine is coming. That's why I stressed it a lot. I see hunger coming here. Hunger is going to be in the U.S. very, very soon. A lot of people are not aware of this. A lot of people are dying in Yemen. People don't choose to do their research. I do. Saudi Arabia right now, 60% of their population is starving for food, and there are 4-year-old babies that can't even make it out of the hospital because they're dying from malnutrition. They don't have any food to feed these people, and a lot of people are not aware of this. A lot of kids right now in Yemen are starving, especially Africa. It's getting extremely bad in these places, especially in the Middle East. And I know there's a shortage of food coming because the commodity, it has declined. And I've looked at future chart for commodity, and every year that thing declined like 20 to 25%. And a lot of people are even not aware what commodities are. They are the stuff that make up the food that they package so they can put it on the shelf so we can pay for it and enjoy it. All right. Now there's three major commodities that's basically in every single packaged food: soy, wheat, and I think it's soy, wheat, and oh man, soy, wheat, and corn. Soy, wheat, and corn. Those are three most major commodity, and they're declining. These things are declining, folks. So I just want you guys to be aware of this. The media is not going to tell you. I will. That's the reason why I do these videos. All right. So again, Puerto Rico. I'm not going to stress this enough because I do get a lot of message from Puerto Rico. Still, the south part of the island, it's very active there with quakes. The extreme south. If you're on the shorelines, be extremely aware. And most of the quakes are now starting to hit the land. They've moved from out the water and they come right on the land. New Zealand, you guys are out of you guys are not really on the radar today. There's not much quakes in New Zealand right now. It's mostly tremors. But as I said, if you're north of New Zealand, north and northeast, that's where all the quakes are happening. You probably want to think about moving in a little bit. All right. And Africa, look out in the middle of Africa, north of Tanzania. Please stay aware. China, again, stomp. Mongolia, you guys stay aware. Indonesia, get off the coastline because the quakes are happening all around you guys. Well, I can't stay too long here, guys, because I do have to go read. I have a book I need to. I enjoy reading, so I have a schedule. I like to read before I go to bed, and I'm going to read this book that kind of like caught my attention. I kind of give you guys a little few books that if you want to read, and a lot of people message me like, Nick, why do you know all these stuff? It's because I like reading. I'm guessing that's why I know so much. Now, there's a book that I'm reading called, there's a few of them, but if you guys can get your hands on it, I suggest you get your hands on it. It's called Dumbing Us Down. Yep. It was written by actually a professor. And if you guys can get your hands on that book, read it. It's very enlightening to see the indoctrination process, the way they indoctrinate people. And basically, everything you've been told in school is basically, most of it's a lie. And I know a lot of people, it's probably going to take my head off for saying stuff like that. But as I said, this is the reason why I do these videos. I try to keep it real as much as possible. All right. Now, as I said, everyone knows these earthquakes are popping off right now around the world, but there's nothing on the news about it. So obviously their intention is not about you. It's not to wake you up or enlighten you. It's basically to keep you as stupid as possible. And I know that's going to hurt a lot of people feeling. A lot of people are not, they don't like hearing stuff like that. But, you just got to speak the truth sometimes. Because the way I'm looking at life right now, guys, I get a lot of questions on YouTube, is that there's not a long time here on Earth anymore. And I've come to that conclusion. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to spend my last days on Earth doing this. I'm going to do what I love and doing stuff like this, regardless who hate me, who call me names. I really don't care anymore because it's not that I don't have long here. I know that. I'm fully aware of it. So I just want to see whoever life I can improve or bless someone with some knowledge and let them be aware of what is actually going on. I hope that it get out there, and I do get a lot of message from people. It do get overwhelming sometimes, but it's just kind of cool though to see that there's somebody that live all the way around the other side of the world actually got this message, and I'm reading it right here in my email. So that right there is so how I get my satisfaction to know that somebody actually get it and they're halfway around the world. So that was those are the moments that I like. Those are the moments that make my day. But thank you guys. I really appreciate you guys always tuning into my video. As I said, the earthquake have calmed down a little bit. They're actually still big. They're not as frequent due to the fact that Earth is moving away from the planet that's actually coming towards Earth. But it's going to come right back around and get right back next to it. And Iceland 2.0, here we go. The quakes are going to be off the chart. Now, at that time, within a few months, are you going to be ready, guys? Are you guys going to prepare yourself? You know, do you want to get caught do you want to get caught with no food, because if the quakes keep going off, these weather conditions keep going crazy, do you really see farm people sustaining their crops? I don't see that. I really don't. I mean, if you can see that, great. But me collecting the information I'm collecting, I really don't see that. I see a major shortage of food. Even the Federal Reserve Bank came out and said there is a food crisis on the verge for the US. They came out and said that. But as I said, it's not common knowledge because it's not in the news. This is an information I actually got off of a government website. And the reason why I know this is because I do my research. And they came forward and said it. They're worried because there is a food crisis building up for the US because commodities are getting scarce and the price of food is going to go through the roof. And even gas, inflation is going to get out of control, guys. I'm telling you, prepare yourself. The most important thing you could have, I'm going to tell you right now, the most important thing you could have in your home moving forward is food. It's not going to be your Versace glasses. It's not going to be your Gucci purse or your the Jordan sneakers. It's not going to be none of that crap. Can you eat it? When you're going hungry, are you going to eat those Jordans? Tell me how those Jordan taste, by the way. Can you eat it and survive on that? No, you can't. So people need to stop thinking like that. Nothing's wrong with having something nice, but make sure that you're fulfilling your main priorities. Stacking up on food and make sure that I don't go hungry should be priority number one for everybody right now. Telling you guys this. I've been beating this drum for months now, but I will still beat it until it registered because I know someone is getting the message out there. Guys, I love you guys. I appreciate the feedback. My friends from YouTube can't answer all the questions today, but I appreciate you guys. All my social media link is right there in the video description on YouTube. Just go into the video. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and so forth, on Twitter. Follow me, and I try to reply as much as I can to people. I can't reply to everyone at once, but I try to get to people as quick as possible. I do have a busy day sometimes, but I really do appreciate you guys. The emails that you guys send me, it's amazing. That's what make my day, and those are the moments that I value. I keep those very, 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 very dear to me. So you guys be safe, and I will still keep you guys updated. And if you guys share this video as much as you can, by the way. Ciao, love you guys, and stay safe.